Hey, what's up? I'm Al Cox. I play games, make games, and everything in between. And today we're talking about another Buildbox game being stolen and reskinned. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe as I talk about mobile games. Now I know you're thinking, another one? Look, games being copied, stolen, cloned, is just sadly common in the mobile game industry. There's a lot of gray lines. Game mechanics can be copied. Assets cannot be copied. So an example would be if you have Mario running around and jumping and hitting a box with his head. These are game mechanics. You cannot copyright a character being able to move left and right and jumping and hitting a box and having something come out of a box. Those are game mechanics. One of the best things about no copyright on game mechanics is if there is a cool new game mechanic developed, anybody can use it. And I honestly believe that this actually helps the mobile game industry to see more new and fascinating things. If you take Mario and remove his mustache, that's still Mario. Even though you say he has no mustache. If you can see a resemblance, then that's copying. So the game that got copied was DareEvil.exe, which was built with Buildbox 2 and came out in July of 2018. And if you've been watching Twitter, there's just been a lot of things going on because Darius Guerrero, the CEO and founder of Appster Games and creator of DareEvil.exe, reached out on Reddit and Twitter explaining how someone had essentially taken the game and changed up all the characters and assets a little bit. They didn't even do a thorough job. If you look at the games side by side, they look like the exact game. And the copying developer, who will not be mentioned, claims that it's an original idea. Unfortunately, someone had that very same original idea a year ago. It's always interesting to see what someone thinks of as an original idea. The person who reskinned the game is under the belief changing all the elements a little bit and essentially keeping the same storyline is an entirely different game. Now, I won't go into this debate. What I want to talk about is this game was encrypted. The thing about Buildbox and encryption is if the game is encrypted, then you are not able to download the game, reverse engineer it, and then take that clone and adjust the assets. And then if this person was somehow able to crack the encryption Buildbox files put on their game, well then you literally can get a job at a security firm cracking encryptions all day long because that is ridiculously difficult to do. I'm very confused on how they were able to literally recreate the game frame by frame with putting a ton of work into it. If you're gonna put in that much work to recreate a game, why not just come up with your own idea? Now, the person who published the reskinned game considers it to be an original idea, even though the storyline, the elements, the assets, pretty much everything about the game is very identical. It may be kind of close. Anyone knows about originality and clones, I literally have an identical twin. We have the same DNA. If he were to go into a bank, rob the bank, and left his DNA at the crime scene, there's no way you can tell the difference between his DNA and my DNA. But is he a completely different original person? Yeah, totally. And the games have the same storyline, almost frame by frame as DareEvil.exe, but is slightly different. I think it's important to know that if you make a very successful game, it's likely to be copied, likely to be cloned, and there is a difference between copying a game mechanic and copying game assets, character, storyline. It just blows my mind. It's literally easier to create and imagine your own storyline than to create and imagine your own storyline that happens to be identical to someone else's of a game they released a year ago. But yeah, welcome to the mobile game industry where when you have an original idea, someone is going to come up with it years later. That being said, Darius is also releasing his new game in a couple days. I'm gonna link that down to help promote. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.